Welcome, welcome. We are going to be taking a close look at the February sales, mints, happenings, and all of the exciting stuff that we have to look forward to in now the TRESR project. So let's dive right in. I can't believe it's March already, my birthday month, so a particular favorite of mine. Let's get through the February news and I'll tell you what we've got coming up in the month of March. We ended March with 7,424 keys. We have now, we ended February with 7,424 keys. Now, in the month of March, just 2 days in, we've already added another 84 keys. A lot of that is because we are ending the Ruby zone minting. So you, as of this moment, probably until tomorrow morning, still have time to mint a Ruby key. A Ruby key means that it can still be upgraded with smarter tokens. It will also be eligible for the new formula, which I'll get into in a second, where you can upgrade your keys with TRESR as well. So it'll be a dual upgrade key. That's the Ruby zone. The Ruby zone will disappear once we introduce the new Pearl zone. The new Pearl zone is basically the remaining keys of the 12,000 total key supply that we have. And those Pearl keys will only be able to be upgraded with TRESR using the new formula that the community voted for. So because of that, we had a spike in key mints. We minted 394 keys in February, another 84 just in the last 2 days of March. So really great news. I'm glad that was a really good use case of voting power and how the community can have a voice on how to structure the project when certain things are happening at a more macro level. And if you want to find all the details of that, you can always go to snapshot.box, pull up the NF TRESR project. You can see all of the proposals that we voted on. This one was called Introduce TRESR as Upgrade Token, and you can see that that passed with 100% of community consensus. So good job on getting that through. We had a lot of discussion around it. And now let's get into the ecom agency revenue side of things. So a little bit of an uptick over January, 16,037 total. About 10,500 of that is agency. The rest was e-commerce, and that brings our average monthly over since inception to about $13,146 right now. Year-to-date total, $26,296. And as we will talk about in a little bit, TRESR buybacks did start in February, and so we'll be taking 10 to 40%, closer to 10 here at the beginning, but as we reach total TRESR supply cap towards Q3, it will extend out to 20, 30, even 40% sometimes, as long as we're clearing expenses. And yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit, but those buybacks are starting. So let me just do a hot breeze through the top things, and then we can dive in a little bit deeper. The TLDR is that we changed the name officially from NF TRESR to TRESR. RIP NF TRESR, it served us well, but TRESR allows us to have a much wider reach. We also changed our new Twitter X handle to 0x TRESR, so be sure that you're tagging the right handle if you're using Twitter or X. We do still own the old handle, and it redirects to the new one, but just so you know, this is the new one. TRESR buyback started. We added 540,000 TRESR that had been bought back into the bonus pool contract, and you'll see that reflected in the rewards. It's actually, you're going to see in the bonus pool more than 540,000 rewards. That's because there's, I don't know, a little under 1 million rewards that were issued last month but haven't actually been claimed yet, and so that's why the contract looks a little bit larger than 540,000. We had a Van Eck partnership, new TRESR upgrade formula, new Pearl zone, Diamond, the Diamond Allo allocation that was vesting over 180 days, fully vested, and I think something like almost 90% of people ended up auto staking that into their staking rewards to earn VE TRESR, and we're now handing out AVAX cards with every order. So I've got all the global stats here. You can, of course, always go to treasurterminal.com. Shout out to Gribbly for maintaining this for the TRESR community. All you have to do is type in these commands, and it will allow you to see all of the juicy details of what's happening in the game. Interesting to note is that we have burned over 50% of the smarter supply. That was one of the big initial things as a community that we came together around almost 3 years ago now, and we were trying to decide, how can we burn smarter off the face of the planet? Well, we're doing it. We've already burned over 52% of the supply, over 11% of the treasure supply. So this is a successful DeFi loop. We did what we said we were going to do, and shout out to the community for really engaging this loop in the way that it was written and that we all voted on. What else do we have going on? Key supply, obviously we had an uptick there because of the new Pearl Zone. And basically the final hours now of the Ruby Zone, where you can get a key that can be upgraded with both Smarter or Treasure. The goal is to basically phase out messaging around Smarter, distance ourselves from that, and make Treasure the focus moving forward. So you'll still be able to use it. All of your old keys will still be able to use Smarter. We're just not going to be utilizing it in our messaging anymore. Current supply after burn is 413 million. Circulating is 57 million, and you can see that reflected in Treasure Terminal, where you can see where all the treasure is at right now. So a lot of it's staked. A handful of it in the LP. Really, most of it is still in the key rewards pool. So 180 million still to be distributed to key holders. And then 1.2 in the bonus rewards pool. Remember, that is people who haven't claimed yet, plus the new 540,000 that we dropped into that contract. Moving along, VE Treasure, we had a little bit of movement here, and that's because we have more and more people staking treasure. You can see some of the tail end here coming up. And if you want to see more than just the top 10, because this really isn't reflective to how many people are actually staking, what you can always do is you can come in here and you can do VE underscore leaderboard. And then you can do table, and then you can do type equals VE treasure or treasure, or you could do VE treasure pending or staked. So VE treasure is how much VE treasure balance they have. Staked would be how much actual treasure they've staked. And then you can do wallets equals, and then how many wallets you want to see. So if you want to see the top 100, you type 100 here. Well, I did it wrong, I guess. So VE leaderboard table type equals staked. Oh, I didn't add the D on staked. Wallets equals 100, and I didn't add the S on wallets. Got to be precise. And then you can see here all of the wallets that are staking treasure, what their staked treasure balance is, and what their VE treasure balance is. So this is kind of fun to pull through and kind of see where you're standing and how you might be able to pick up ground against other players. Let's see, getting back to the presentation, one wallet really owning a large percentage of the Treasure AVAX JLP, and we actually made the JLP rewards even juicier in the bonus pool. So definitely some opportunity here to have some other players pop in. We've reduced the Smarter rewards in the bonus pool to 0. So still a lot of people holding this. I think a lot of this is just wallets that had it in there for years now, since the old system. Since we're no longer rewarding the Smarter AVAX LP pool in the bonus pool, this will probably be the last month that I include this as part of the presentation, but you'll still be able to access it and see it in the Treasure Terminal. Let's see, the bonus levers and rewards. So all of the newly minted bonus pool emissions have been ended. Remember, there was about 40-ish million that was basically newly minted and distributed via the bonus pool. Now all bonus pool emissions are happening through treasure buybacks. So last month we did a buyback. We'll continue to randomly buy back. The community voted to buy back randomly. over a period of 30 days versus all at once and spiking the chart. So we'll go ahead and do that. The bonus pool is going to be funded every month on the first of each month based on the prior month's revenue. And remember, we're taking 10 to 40% after we've cleared the hurdle rate, which is basically our expenses. And I'll talk about our plan to drastically reduce expenses and improve revenue in a little bit. So for the month of March, we added 540,000 treasure into the bonus pool. This is at current prices, almost $1,800 worth of treasure that was added into the bonus pool. And the new bonus pool levers based on this vote that we had, where is it? Yeah, based on the vote that we had right here, are 50% of bonus pool emissions go towards VE treasure holders, 30% go to the Treasure AVAX LP, and 20% go towards cumulative key level. Something to think about is that as we reach supply cap, which will happen around Q3, Q4, we really feel like our tokenomics, once basically all tokens have been emitted, are going to be similar and if not better to something like Ket, which is a meme coin that is running on AVAX right now. They basically have a trading bot, and those trading bots buy back tokens, or I'm not exactly sure, but it's similar in that there's a buyback mechanism. And because we have the e-commerce and agency rewards as a revenue input, there's a chance, especially if we do the right messaging around it, that Treasure could run like a meme coin once we hit the supply cap. And in order for that to happen, we're going to need to boost liquidity on the Treasure token. And so just something to think about for over the next 6 months is, as we approach that supply cap, we're going to want to incentivize Treasure AVAX LP. And so maybe we pop this up, a little bit more to 30 or 40%. At some point, probably these three levers need to balance out at 33% a pop, but maybe there's a hot second where we over incentivize the Treasure AVAX LP in order to deepen that LP so that people feel comfortable trading it more like a meme coin. Of course, we can have that conversation as we get closer, but I think there's definitely an opportunity for that to happen and for us to see a run on Treasure as the tokenomics shift, because we'll be hitting that supply cap. Also, that'll coincide ideally with revenue increasing significantly over the next 6 months. This month, we had a lot of people on the creator board, so I decided to list all 26 because I want to encourage people to keep adding designs and keep promoting them. 26 different creators all sold at least one thing in the store. So I put Wayfarers, but I meant Wayfinders. Apologies to Spike at Wayfinders. I'll correct that before I upload this. But yeah, the top creators were Wayfinders, Swole Beach with their new embroidered hoodie, Meme Lord, which is me basically just playing around with a bunch of ideas. I'll change my name. I forgot to change it to something that's more recognizable. This is a dummy account that I've been just experimenting with a bunch of stuff based on things that are happening on Twitter and seeing some organic traction around some of the SEO pages producing sales. iDiamond Treasure had a lot of interest, probably because the Treasure token is popping off and we rebranded to Treasure. The Gag Me Girls did some gear for their Vegas event. Jorbo, who's running the NSFW token and has a really interesting AI design tool, has been uploading a bunch of AI designs that he's done with his tool and had some sales. The Meme Machine, iHodl Life, Entheox, Teriel Designs, Lil Cock, Cock and You, Diamond Hands merch. Everybody was popping off with sales. Pool, which I'll talk about a little bit later. They partnered with us on a poker lounge at ETH Denver. Ask Soltar had some gear go. Tommy Mag, Tezza Poker, Einstein, Red Pepe, Chad G, Global Funk Fan, Grin, Illegitimate, J Designer, Scarlet Wafu, Capital Management, and The Baked One. congrats to all these creators. As far as February commissions go, we're going to get those out by the end of this week. Ideally, it's going to be through our new claim mechanism, in the actual dashboard of the store. But if not, we'll just airdrop it to the wallets on file until that's ready. A few team announcements. We are bringing in a new COO. His name is Andrew. I've known him for a long time. He's been a business coach of mine, and we're officially bringing him on to help me build out some decentralized systems around our code repos so that we can grow our developer community and start offering bounties for building on top of the NFC chip, the store, etc. This is part of an effort for us to start reducing our developer overhead and basically transitioning some of that budget into community bounties for people that want to help build in the ecosystem. Andrew is a developer and a business coach and a really great guy that has already been helping us in the capacity of me paying him as a business coach, and now he'll just officially be more, rather than the total business operation side, he's also going to have his nose in the code a little bit more. And as part of that, we'll be bringing on some additional front-end developer support. So, we've spent really the last year building out the back end of the store, this infrastructure of this custom e-commerce system that we have. And now that that architecture and infrastructure is really complete from a back end perspective, we're going to start doing optimization on the front end. A lot of that is going to be me working with the front end developers on sales conversions because we just got all of our event tracking, server-side event tracking completed so that we can actually see how people are moving through the site, so that as I'm running ad budgets through all of the various platforms, I can actually see what's working and we can double down in the places that are working. The goal of that is to grow our sales revenue, obviously. And then the developer that we're thinking about bringing on this week will also be optimizing for mobile friendliness, intuitive use, etc. So again, last month I talked about kind of dividing up, some of the menial, more just like cleanup optimization tasks from the higher end tasks in Project Y and some of the larger things that we're building out. And so this is part of that separation so that we can drive both at the same time. And again, the goal here is to decentralize the developer team, build a developer community over time, reduce overhead and expenses now that infrastructure is in a good place, and then increase revenue. And because our hurdle rate will be lower, that should, on the long term, as we approach supply cap, allow us to be doing those larger buybacks. Let's see. Patch hats are live in the store. This is a look at what those look like. This is the easiest way for you to get involved in the merchandise store and to start making some money. You can basically take any image, any AI thing that you create, any meme, pop it onto a hat. We make these really cool patches, and these hats really turned out great. If you've got a key that's maxed out, you're going to earn $15, even more if you decide that you want to increase the price. But at regular price of $39, you're going to earn $15.60 on every hat you sell. This is the easiest way for you to be creating merchandise around the various communities that you see popping off. We haven't quite finished the SEO opportunity leaderboard, but that will be coming out at some point in March. And that'll give you an indicator of where you can target some of your attention to create merchandise and hats like this to capture some of that organic traffic. We're also gearing up to do a redacted event /thingy that I can't really talk about yet at the Avalanche London Summit. And as part of that, for the next 2 months, every order on TRESR is going to get an AVAX card per item that you order. So if you order 3 things in your order, you're going to randomly, we've got a big bucket of cards. We're just going to randomly pull out 3 cards or 1 card for each item, and those are going to come with your package. So definitely a good time to be ordering because these cards do have NFTs attached to them that are a part of the AVAX cards limited edition collection, and those do have secondary market value on JPEGs. I'm not sharing too much by saying that there's probably going to be a Series 2, 3, and some merchandise coming. So I'll leave that there since I can't really say more. But we will be doing something new at the AVAX London Summit. And as a teaser, I'll just show you what we did at NFT Paris this month. We had a limited edition AVAX Paris card that went out. So, more of these coming, and the goal is to collect them all. We'll be activating some reward systems for people that own multiples of these in the future. Which leads me to, you should come to AVAX London Summit. I'm going to be there. I know a bunch of people in the community are going to be going. If you can make it, we'd love to see you there. Here's the link. It's avaxsummitlondon.com. It's May 20th through the 22nd at this cool castle. You can see all the details on the website here. Do they have a picture of the castle? Yeah, Hatfield House. So this is where it's going to be at, this cool castle with these interesting Illuminati gardens. So yeah, would love to see you there and be able to meet in person. And now I've lost my place. Let me get back. All right, next up is we have replaced all of our old NFC labels with these new soft vinyl NFC tags. I've had several people write me that the old tags had really pointy corners. I don't disagree. That's why we've moved to these soft vinyl tags. They're super comfortable. I've actually got one on my shirt right here. They all end up on the sleeve now. This is easier to scan with your phone. And all in all, just a better tag. We are improving our products. So I'll encourage anybody to grab something from the store so that you can experience for yourself. There were some products if you ordered something last year in 2024 when we were first started in January or February, maybe the first week or so of March of 2024, those NFC tags were from an old supplier that unfortunately has not really been willing to support some of our code changes. And so because of that, those early adopter chips, which we're no longer working with that supplier, but those early chips are not scanning anymore. What we plan to do is basically send out a trading card to the 80 or so people that had those early things. That trading card will represent that piece of clothing for you, and it'll allow you to scan and claim any future rewards that are connected to that. We will get those cards out before we roll out any kind of a rewards program for scanning your sleeve. So just know that those will be en route if you were one of the early supporters of the project. And I mentioned this, but we have a new Twitter X handle, 0xTreasure. Make sure that you're tagging the right account. When you open it up, it should look like this. But if you do happen to tag the old account, this is what it looks like. It says we're now Treasure. So we still own this, but it's redirecting you to the new one. All right, let me get back to the prezo. What else do we have? Almost done with the update. Oh, this is a cool one here. So this is a big interactive video display at the poker tournament that's happening at the ETH Denver Poker Lounge. This is put on by the pool team, by Teza Poker, by Ask Soltar. These are all community members that are running this, and you can see that we've got the NF Treasure logo up here. We supplied each of those vendors with merchandise for the poker tournament, and there's a ton of crypto founders coming to ETH Denver that play in this poker tournament. And yeah, this is a relationship that I would like to develop further. One, because I love poker, and these always draw really high profile people in the crypto space because anybody who's a degen loves playing in a good poker tournament. And these are tournaments that are usually tagged along major events. So that's something that when the time comes, I will share the sponsorship deck and we can vote as a community if we want to get further involved in this. But just another way for us to get the brand in front of new people. Unfortunately, there's a lot of lead up to this, so it still says NF Treasure because this had to be locked in a long time ago. But obviously, in the future, it'll be the Treasure brand, and still cool because we haven't even wholly transitioned to the Treasure rebranding yet. We also had a partnership with Van Eck. This partnership was a limited edition of 350 hats, 350 that were given away at NFT Paris, and 300 that were given away in the segment Portals game. So some of the people in our community participated in this. It was a mining event where you were mining for digital gold, and you could basically participate in these auctions where you could purchase one of these hats with gold. Some of these hats were going for $900 on the secondary market, and this is a really good use case of our technology, and so something that we want to build out further with the Van Eck team, and Portals and Collector Crypt. All in all, just like a really good partnership between all of these that we'll be able to do more with in the future. And here you can see somebody posted a video of them claiming the certificate of authenticity via our NFC tag. Very cool use case. Treasure buyback started in February. When these started, there was a tag along event. When I took the screenshot, it was at 90%. I think for the day, we ended up at 111% gain. So just to look at how quickly, price action can move since liquidity is low right now. And so as we do bigger and bigger buybacks, this can be really interesting for Treasure price action. And yeah, I guess that's about it. The Treasure OTC is closed. I have refilled the Smarter OTC. If you go to the links category channel in Discord, there is a new OTC platform where you can purchase Smarter through the contract with AVAX. That's been refilled. It's a great way to support the project, so we appreciate that. We won't be doing Treasure OTCs any longer. And yeah, I think that's all I've got. So let me know what you think in the general chat. Let's keep it going for March. I've got my eye on some partnerships some NFT partnerships that we're developing that Jordan is doing some artwork for. So yeah, we'll continue to rock and roll on the wholesale side. I appreciate everybody that's uploading designs and getting the projects that you're involved in ready in the store to sell. And yeah, we're gonna keep fine tuning this thing. I guess the only other thing that I missed is that we will do the domain flip from nftreasure.com to either treasure.io or another domain that I am trying to negotiate right now. So I will make an announcement when that happens. Thanks, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and let's have a good March. Bye.